feel like I'm a thorough communicator in my business, but are you a thorough communicator in your personal life? What is one thing you need to release this week? Think about it. Think about it. What do you need to release this week? At the top of the week, maybe you carried something on from the weekend. What do you need to release? Like at this moment, if you had to think about it, I need to let this go. You can't trust God in rest. How can he trust you? That's why I nap so much. What would you change if you stopped treating rest like something you had to earn?
Welcome to Be Real with Sarah, where the bee may sting and the real never dies.
Hey guys, welcome to Be Real with Sarah, where the bee may sing, but the real never dies. Whoa, baby, I'm telling you something. I'll be loving when I say it, okay? Because for real, well, the bee may sing, but the real never dies because it ain't never dying over here. Y'all, we are at the top of August, all right? This is month 8. Yeah, month 8. So we got 4 more months. We got 4 more months in the year. I thought about this the other day. August has been in previous years, it has been a year where, or excuse me, a month. August has always been a month where um I dare to say harvest or a reaping month. It is all I've seen a lot of surges, not just financially in business, but I've also seen it just relational, and just kind of like my surroundings. And then when I look back at 2 years ago where I was in August, it was a super hard month, right? But it's like in that month, things started moving that kind of set me up for later on. So it's a significant month. And I think we are at the top of August. So I really want you to have expectations. I don't know how your August goes, but I know for me, I have expectations that by August 31st, I'm gonna see some stuff happen. All right. But this episode is a little bit different. And the reason it's not about the good and expectations and all the things, but we're gonna be talking about rest. A lot of y'all ain't resting enough. A lot of y'all actually do not rest. You don't rest. You are just on the go, on the go, on the go. I don't know if you're running from something. I don't know if there's some things that you just don't want to address, or you're like, I gotta keep going because I'm needed. But we're gonna talk about rest, and we're gonna talk about the privilege of rest. And we're going to also talk about what I feel led to discuss with y'all is kind of really like what I'm experiencing in rest. And the reason why I think rest is so important. And I dare to say, okay, I dare to say that rest is a prerequisite to really getting what the I call it recompense, the reward, the harvest. I believe that is a prerequisite. And I also believe that rest is full surrender and it's full trust. Some of you may not understand it. You may not believe it because you know why? We have been taught to hustle. We have been taught to keep going. We have been taught to, because I'm going to be honest, I'm a type of person where I really do my best work when my back is against the wall. When I got like 10 seconds on the clock, that's a gift, in my opinion. I feel like it's a talent. So I really do be working my best. But the moment you give me a whole bunch of time to do whatever, whatever, your girl starts to not be proactive and it gets a little bit, she kind of lazy. If you feel me, you understand where I'm at. But the moment something come through and it's busy, baby, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go. It's that busybody syndrome, and I don't even really subscribe to it no more. But it is something that I have experienced in my life. Now, where I'm at in this season, I was told before I moved here, y'all, I was told that you're gonna slow down. It's slower here. You running, you in a chase, you in a speed, but these folks here ain't in the speed. They in the speed on the highway, but their mindset, the things that they want to do and accomplish, they're not on a clock. Like they're like, it'll get done when it get done. And I kid you not, over the past year, y'all, baby, let me tell you something. I have experienced a whole different type of rest. Now, I'm not saying you got to move 12 hours away to get that type of rest. But what I am saying is that sometimes, some seasons, we will put ourselves, above everybody else, and we'll get to going and going and going, and then we'll experience so much in our lives where we don't know what rest means. And then once we've graduated, maybe we've suffered, maybe we've gone through a lot, and you start to begin to choose you. I don't know if you're there. I don't know if you desire to be there, but if you desire to be there, you can make the decision. Let me tell you a trick that I do. And I hope no clients and nobody feel or hear this episode, but I just gotta be honest. And actually I'm not even gonna apologize for it. Let me tell you what I do. If I decide to take a nap, right? And I decide to rest, like I decide to pull back, step back, and I decide to rest. I tell my mind, okay, that I'm in a meeting. And you're like, huh, that's good. I said, no, seriously. I'm in a, and there was a season 5 years ago, and I thought about this. 2021, I didn't do that. Like, it wasn't, I napped. Like, I'm a napper. Like, I got to get my nap. Like, everybody knows that people be like, oh, Sarah's taking her nap. I know you about to take your nap. I just want to tell you, like, that is the culture. That's the heritage of me. Like, I'm a napper. But now my mind says, oh, that'll get done. Yeah, you got a lot of emails to do. Yeah, you have quite a bit to accomplish. But you're going to take this nap and you're going to rest, because what you're about to go into is going to take a lot of you. Now, my industry requires a lot of thinking. It requires strategy. It requires a lot of typing. It requires a lot of talking. I don't know if y'all know how much effort it takes to talk, but it takes a lot. So there is no rest in that. There's no rest in that. And if you are a strategist and you are a person that leads teams and you are a leader, and if you're a leader at home and also at work, your mind never stops. So you're not resting, right? And so I've incorporated a slower routine. Now, is that always going to be the case for me? Absolutely not. I have seasons where I'm traveling, I'm busy, whatever. But in the moments of rest, I try to rest. And I've also been more appreciative of um just the slower times, even though I don't like them, right? Like, I look at numbers and I look at activity and I look at all the things, and it's not the most favorable thing, like, for me, like, for things to be slower, etc. Because again, I feel like I need to be going, I need to be busy, like, I need this client to need me, da, 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 da. We gotta have this roster, like, all the things, right? All right. But I have noticed, this is how God works with me, y'all. I be like, it's quiet right now. I'm resting a little bit more than I normally do. I said, you up to something. You are up to something, because it's about to get busy. And listen, my entire summer, kid you not, the past 2 months, maybe 3, I don't know. I said, no, 2 months. Baby, it's been like slow. It's been real, like, sleepy, rest. Like, it's been slow. Okay. And then you know what he did? He was like, all right, you've been, and then he like, boom. Like, he just going up, right? And I knew it. I just knew it, right? But what I have learned is, like, hey, in life, it comes what? Ebbs and flows, ebbs and flows, and ebbs and flows. But for the person that does not rest, the person that always keeps going, the person that always wants to fill her calendar up, the person that always has to be going somewhere, the person that always wants to be needed. What I have learned is lacking rest equals a lack of trust. It not only do you not trust yourself to be still, not only do you not trust yourself to settle down, you may lack your comprehension says that I need to be needed. I need to be gone. I don't need to be home. I need to be in someone's face. I want to feel like they want to have conversation with me. It can give people pleasing. It can give very much unsettling, as in, people, like, I can't survive without people, in a sense. And that's a real thing. That is it's nothing to be ashamed about. It's always about being aware, really self-thinking. And so I had a friend, and it dawned to me the other day. I was thinking of something, and I remember I've had more than one friend say this, and we were talking about just trusting God. We are talking about the things that we want and the desire and things like that, and how we wanted things to move. And I've had a few friends say this, where, but I got to do something, right? And I've had the same thought. And I remember listening to those conversations, and I remember saying, okay, But do you have to do something? Like, is it really for you to do something right now? That is something that I've learned in my seasons of business and of life. There's something you just cannot do. There's something that I don't care how many sales, how many offers, how many promotions, how many ads you run, how many content videos you create. If it is not time for something to move, it's not going to move. It's in his timing. And that's what's frustrating. And that is what prohibits us from resting. Resting is not I believe I said earlier about the privilege of resting, but also resting is a requirement. Now, how do we think, and I'm telling myself this. This is why I'm learning this with y'all even more. And I am choosing, I'm like, even as I talk to you, I'm like, Sarah, you need to choose that day where you actually rest, even more, like just have a full day where you rest. And I've done it. But really what is that, like that hard day that you say, you know what, I'm not doing anything. Or if I do anything, it's gonna be very light, like as in maybe some light groceries. Like I'm gonna do stuff for myself, my mind. I'm gonna just be quiet. I'm going to not be on my phone. Like, what is that active day of rest? But what I was trying to say was if God rested, if he even rested, he did all these amazing things he built for 7 days. And the Bible says on the seventh day he rested and he looked back at what he had did. Why can't we why can't we go back and just rest and look at what we've accomplished? Because I'm telling you, there's one day out of the week where somebody is not going to answer your email. Somebody is not going to answer your phone call. Somebody is choosing to move away from something of work or of life or of people, and yet you were trying to push forward and you're trying to get a response out of them. But they're choosing rest. They're choosing like, yeah, I'm gonna step away from that, but you're not. You got to choose that for yourself. So it's a requirement, is what I tell myself. And that's what I'm telling you. What does rest look like for you? Right? So you say, I want another job. I want a higher paying job. I want more clients. I want more financial increase. I want more opportunities. I want all of these things, right? But you have not even mastered the concept of rest, right? You have not mastered physical rest, mental rest, spiritual rest. You haven't mastered that. So I'm asking myself this too, right? How can I add on all these projects and clients and all the things, right? And I haven't even studied in the slow seasons or studied in a time of quietness, solitude of rest. Because the more that's added to your plate, the more responsibilities, the more requirements, all the things, it means that you have to be disciplined enough, right, to take on these additional projects and rest. Another thing for my entrepreneurs and my business owners, we have a problem. It's a toughie for us to delegate, right? Do you not know delegation requires a certain rest? It requires you to pause, step back, and trust. Please let me know if I'm making sense, right? What does that mean? I hire you to be on my team. You're an expert at something. I'm dumb at it. I don't know what the heck is what. Like, for example, we offer marketing, branding, and PR service at our agency. But one part of marketing that we don't do is there's a certain part of digital marketing that we don't do. Like I don't own the ads, the funneling. I don't own it. There are some amazing SEO firms, marketing firms that we know we partner with. Be the Buzz agency, don't do it. Okay. We don't do it. I don't even want to know the math behind it. I don't sell it. I don't promote it. I don't sell it. There's content marketing. I did a certain level of different type of marketing that I do, but I know for a fact we do not promote digital marketing ads, funneling. That is not I don't want it, for one. I don't want to do it. Okay. So I hire you, right? And I may hire you as a white label, right? So a client will hire us, and on the back end, and they want a certain type of marketing. So we know that it's going to behind the scenes. We're gonna know that this is gonna take a certain level of funneling or a certain level of marketing. So we may bring in a digital marketing consultant and say, hey, we built this marketing plan. We want this. This is how we see it, or whatever, whatever. And we come together, because what I believe about marketing is it is more than just putting out content. There is a strategy behind it. And then outside of the strategy, we got to figure out how to get it out. We got to go to the back office. We got to look at numbers. So, and I do like to look at data, but what I like is there's another person that really understands data, meta, beta, suite, and all the things behind the scenes a little bit better than me. And so I believe in two heads is better than one. So I hire you on as a consultant. You come onto our team. Nobody knows this, right? Like nobody knows that you do this, right? So they hire me, the buzz agency, right? And I have to rest. I have to trust that once I have this agreement with you, your agency, your company, you know, I have to trust that you're going to do your job. I got to trust that you're going to do this. I'm resting in the fact that I've hired a creator, content creator. I've hired an agency and I've said, okay, you're going to do what I want you to do. Rest requires that. Delegation requires you to rest and trust. And that's what we fail to understand, certain levels of rest, especially in business. To get to the next level, right? Or to hire and get more clients, you have to rest and trust that the team that you're building, that the culture that you're building is going to establish a culture of, again, trust, the same spirit that you have as a business owner, the same spirit that you have as a leader. I need everybody on my team to exhibit that spirit. I need everybody. And I remember I have a team member on my team, and me and my mom was discussing. She loves her to death. And she said something to me the other day, and she was like, she said, "Oh my God, I love it." She said, "You know what it is?" She said, "Y'all have the same spirit. I need you to have the same spirit of me, like as a leader, because you need to be able to know about our company. You need to know about our mission, our value, our vision. You need to know that. You need to know, okay, when I build a team because I want you to know, Sarah, like if I have to leave and I have to have an emergency or I'm not on site with a client, not only, okay, yeah, run it by me, but run it like if I was there. And of course, that takes time. But what is it? You know what that means? For me, that means I have trusted, I have rested. I have rested that you got this. That's what us business owners, we fail to do. So we got 4 months left in a year. Holiday season is a time of get up, go, 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 go. So you already know November and December. Everybody knows at the end of the year, or really the last month of the year, people be really kind of dilly-dallying. They be doing parties, and it's a lot of going, but it's also at the end of that month, it's a lot of resting too, right? We also noticed in the previous summer, July, June, it's some resting there. People are taking it slow. They're taking vacations. They're resting that whatever's at that job, whatever's at that laptop is gonna stay there because I'm out with my kids at the swim park. It's hot out here. We traveling, we flying, we resting. We're getting away from all of that. Okay. But let me tell you, how are we going to rest in this season right now? Because I believe August is a harvest month. That's how it's been for me. And I'm gonna just say it. That's how it, I believe that's how it's going to be for you as well, if you will receive this. So if it's harvest time, right? And I just came off a season of rest and I'm still resting, I'm not only am I trusting that something's going to happen, I'm in expectation that something's going to happen because I've decided to turn my mind off. I've decided to turn my wheel off, decided to say, okay, Sarah, you don't have no control over this. This has nothing to do, like, I mean, your hands are off of this. You've surrendered this. You've done all you can do. Yeah, you could put out another promotion. Yeah, you could write this, you could do this, you could type this email, etc., etc. But right now, you need to just take a moment, take a step back, evaluate some things, pray about it, stay calm, and just wait for the manifestation. Wait for you to walk into the manifestation of what God already has in store. Now, this is the real facts of it. If you can't trust God in rest, how can he trust you? That's what I got to tell myself. That's why I nap so much. Because I'll be like, it be so much going on. I'll be like, between the phones, between the texting, between the calling, between the emailing. Before this podcast, y'all, I was like reading the text. I couldn't even focus. They was like, she just over there PRing it. Because I was. I was like, what is happening here? What's going on? Da, 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 da. And I said, oh, okay. I see what type of day. I said, nope, that's not going to be that. Nope. But I'm saying one thing. I can't wait when it's time because I want to recalibrate my thoughts. I want to start over. Because one thing you don't want to do if you are not rested, you don't want to react to something that in a way that you may regret, that would make you even more frustrated, when really you could have took a step back and rested to think clearly and come to it sober minded. So what are you struggling with right now that you're not resting on, that you're not thinking sober, you're not thinking clear, but yet you're asking God for clarity, like, I need direction, I don't know what to do, what do you want me to do with da 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 da, but you're not even calming down to even let him talk to you or for you to get in your sober thoughts. You're literally doing yourself a disservice. I'm gonna just be honest with you. You're doing yourself a disservice, because if I'm already mad and frustrated and hot, what I look like letting you make me even hotter because I couldn't stop to just get quiet in my thoughts. Like, what is that? And I'm telling myself this now, but I know I've done a great job with taking a step back and say, okay, let me think about this. Because sometimes I really do be tripping. I was telling somebody that's like, you know what? I've learned to compartmentalize certain actions or certain things that people say and do. And they were like, well, what do you mean by that? And I was like, because sometimes I really could be tripping. Sometimes I really could have took what you said wrong, and I shouldn't have done that. And I'm trying to work on my effective communication. So I'm working on that. Y'all, let me tell you something. It's called Be Real with Sarah. So the only way we're going to be real is if I be honest with you. I'm working on how to communicate better. If I say communication is one of my core values, how can I communicate better? Like, how can I communicate as an adult, as an adult woman better? And I feel like I'm a thorough communicator in my business, but are you a thorough communicator in your personal life? What are ways that you can communicate better? That's what I'm working on. But I'm also working on rest. So I want to talk about, I'm going to pose some questions to y'all, and I'm going to also tell y'all a little bit about my business. All right. Number one, what is one thing you need to release this week? Think about it. Think about it. What do you need to release this week? At the top of the week, maybe you carried something on from the weekend. What do you need to release? Like, at this moment, if you had to think about it, I need to let this go. I'm gonna tell you about mine. Mine, I wrote it down, y'all. Why God has moved in one area and not the other. I've struggled with it. I wrote some things down in a prayer journal at the top of July. And I remember the second week that I wrote in the prayer journal, the Lord said, you got bigger fish to fry. And I got that phrase from Kiera Sherrod spoke at the AIM conference at the top of July. And that was her sermon. Baby, y'all go and check that girl's sermon out. Jeez, that was so good. Okay. But he was like, you got bigger fish to fry. I need you to go back to that list. Child. And that list is open in my prayer closet, the most recent journal entry. Y'all, let me tell you something. That man, God, answered that prayer. Not only did he answer that prayer, the way he did it was crazy to me. I'm talking about divine appointment at the right moment, at the right time, with the right person, the people, place, and things, and all the things that I said. Scary. I'm telling you, write it down. Pray over it. Ask that man, hey, I want da 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 da. Tell him, okay? So I told him, I said, you kind of frustrate me right now. Because I need you to move in some other areas. That was probably like number 6 on my list. I got number 1 over here that I really need you to answer. But I believe he's working on it behind the scenes. I don't know. But I'm just saying, I'm like, you kind of cherry picking on my list. Okay. I need you to go up. You over here at number 6. You been at number 6 for a minute. Okay. Yeah. I don't know. So that's what I'm trying to release, is like really surrendering, giving him full control. Like, that list is still going. God can answer that list whenever he wants to. He's actually answering it pretty quickly. He's doing things. I know he's doing things. I'm seeing a few things he's doing on that list. Well, he's doing it. I ain't gonna just say he's doing it. He's actually answering everything on the list. It's just not in the way that Sarah wants. Sarah wants quick, immediate satisfaction, baby. Oh, okay. Check mark. check mark. Nah. He like, no, I want you to seek me more. Okay. Next question. What boundary do you need to create? Think about it. I only want you to focus on one boundary. We get too overwhelmed with multiple boundaries. What is one boundary that you need to create? Just think about it. Think about it. This is me. Saying no more. And also sitting with why I'm saying no. Not just to say no, but expand. Like, why am I expanding my capacity when I don't have it? Like, why? And thinking about, why did you say no? Did you say no because you're just lazy? You don't like it? Like, I thinks about it. Like, something like, if I say no, I say no. I understand. But for me, I'm like, just saying no. Like, yeah, not right now. Like, I was going, but like right now, y'all, I'm just chilling. Saying no more. That's a boundary. If someone looked at your calendar, would they know rest is one of your values? I'm not gonna lie. If someone shadowed my business life, they would be overwhelmed with the moving parts. There are some days I cannot get through my list. There's a lot of days I cannot get through my list. And I probably am overzealous with my to-do list. But they would shadow me and be like, what the heck just happened? I have spurts of that. Sometimes it's organized, and then depending on campaigns, depending on what has to be done, they're like they is everywhere. That's this. But one thing they will proudly say is that Sarah gonna take a nap, she's gonna rest, she's gonna take a step back. I don't I notice that some days I'm super up, and some days I actually say, you know what? I'm not going to go as hard today, or I'm going to zone in, be locked in, working on this. I have learned to do that because all 5 days of the week, for me personally, I can't be on. You've got to figure out that day where you're going to slow your mental down. You will drive yourself crazy. You will make yourself sicker than you're sick or sicker. You've got to figure out a day where you don't even have to fully you don't have to stop, but how do you pause? How do you just take it some notches down? And that's what I do. What would you change if you stopped treating rest like something you had to earn? I didn't answer that, but I'm gonna ask myself, what would you change if you stopped treating rest like something? Well, I just told y'all, resting is a requirement. For me to go to whatever level, for me to get whatever project, whatever opportunity, I need to rest and trust that God got me. And I need to trust what he tells me. If he says do something, I need to do it. I need to rest that he said, do this, Sarah, you need to do it. So rest, I'm a child of the king. So it's a privilege to be a daughter of the king, but that's not a reward. We got to stop treating it like that. You are required to sit your butt down. You are required to stop. You are required to pause. That's your requirement. And the moment we start to believe that and understand that, I believe we'll move. I believe we'll go from what? Stuck to momentum. All right. So that's all I want to come and tell you. I believe August is a great month. I believe it's an amazing month. I believe we have a few more months in the year. And I feel like if we just really trust, we rest, we delegate as business owners, entrepreneurs, professionals, leaders in our lives, personal lives and business lives, and we start to really take a step back and really understand that I am required to chill, get my thoughts together, think soberly, I can really see clearly and I can really take and have what God has for me in this next season, in this next month. Y'all let me know if y'all resonate with this. This is what I'm telling myself. This is what I'm believing. And even in the moments of rest this month and the busyness of go, I understand now why God had me to rest for that summer, because it's literally about to get crazy. Okay. So embrace the rest, embrace the slowness, or embrace the slow months, believe and trust that God got you. It's not going to be in the way that you want. The accounts are not going to always look like how you want it to account. The friends, the relationships are not going to always friend and relationship like you want them to. But just know you will be all right. You will be fine. And you'll only grow and you'll only be better. All right. So that's all I wanted to tell you guys. Remember what I always tell y'all here. Make sure you always be real, be you, and spread the honey. All right. Until next time. Bye.